I want to start with Mr. Moharam because we had a meeting a couple of weeks ago and we had a small side discussion about something that was concerning a lot of people before, and I think now it's sort of opened up the discussion to what are we going to do in terms of the banking sector when most of our banks are foreign owned. I mean, the impact of the global financial crisis, we've seen banks falling. 22 banks, I think, in the United States have closed down. Big names have had major issues. And here in Egypt, most of our banks are owned by foreign banks. Now, the impact of this crisis on those banks abroad, I'm not saying that this has happened in the case of Egypt, not at all. But we're going to take, you know, not a hypothetical question, but say if things could have gone for the worse. We have an Italian bank that is in ownership of Bank of Alexandria, a Greek bank. We have a lot of Lebanese banks. We have a lot of American banks as well. So I'd like to get your perspective on how can we make sure, or what would be the impact of, God forbid, if this was a case in terms of Citibank was bailed out. What if Citibank wasn't bailed out and it would have fell in the States? How would it have impacted Citibank here? How would it have impacted the employees of Citibank in Egypt and the banking sector itself?
Thank you, Ashraf. It's good to start with me, but good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the foreign ownership of a bank in Egypt here, in a way, worked out for the clients, in a sense that the Central Bank of Egypt made it clear, loud and clear, that their guarantee is for Egyptian banks owned by foreign entities or foreign financial institutions, and even the branches of foreign banks in Egypt. The central bank will guarantee the deposits with no maximum. But as your question for Citibank, if, God forbid, happened anything for Citibank, then the central bank would step in and guarantee the deposits or pay the deposits of Citibank. The impact of having a foreign bank ownership on the other way, we suffered in the beginning of the crisis because Egyptians, as anybody else in this world, they live on rumors. And as soon as a rumor starts, everybody will run and get their money and they put them in a safer place in their opinion, which is a public sector bank. We are still the mentality of the public sector bank being safer. Muhammad, of course, here will say it is safer, but we'll debate this in a few seconds. But on the other hand, I see it's the other way around, because the foreign or the Egyptian bank owned by a foreign entity, you will have a double guarantees really. The guarantee of the central bank and as well as the guarantee of the mother company in a way. But as soon as the market started to realize that banks are okay, things went back to normal and deposits came back to us. Well, some public sector banks, and I'm saying some, particular two, they offered a product that with a little bit higher interest rate than the others. And they succeeded to attract more deposits. We followed in a way. We couldn't pay what they are paying, but again, the clients started to realize that business as usual and things are okay with the foreign banks as well.